Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. And today's video is when you have social anxiety. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and let's get going. The common room was a sensory overload, and you feel it in your bones. The clatter of plates from the kitchen, the laughter of Kaminari and Mina, the low hum of the television. It all melts into a single, defeating wall of noise. You've been trying to make yourself invisible on the far end of the sofa for the last 15 minutes, a book open on your lap as a flimsy shield. Hey Ryan, what's up? You flinch, your heart leaping into your throat as Kirishima's voice booms from beside you. You look up, your gaze fixed on the bright, genuine smile on his face. He's so full of light, so unapologetically himself, and it makes you want to crawl under a blanket. Oh, hey, Kirishima. You stammer, gripping the edges of your book. Nothing much. I'm just reading. Cool. Is that the new All Might biography? He asks, peering over your shoulder. You pull the book closer, your muscles tensing. Yeah, I just got it. Awesome. I was thinking about getting that myself. Look, I know it's kind of loud in here. Do you want to grab some snacks and head to my room? We can read in peace. Your mind races, caught between the sheer relief of an escape and the terror of a one-on-one social interaction. Oh, I don't want to be a bother, though. You mumble, looking down at the floor. A bother? Dude, no way. It's the opposite. It's way more manly to hang out and chill. Besides, Bakugo's up there too. We're going to do some training strategy stuff. But he's just sitting there, well, being himself. The mention of Bakugo adds a new layer to your anxiety. He's intense, explosive. The last thing you want is to be caught in the crossfire of his explosive personality. You don't have to, Kirishima adds, noticing your hesitation. But it's an open offer. The noise in here is rough sometimes. You nod, a quiet thanks, and he grins before walking toward the kitchen, leaving you with the option hanging in the air. You watch him go, your anxiety worrying, with the overwhelming desire for a quiet escape. Just as you're about to decide, a familiar, gruff voice interrupts your thoughts. Hey, stop freaking moping over there. You freeze, your head snapping up to find Bakugo standing over you, his arms crossed. He doesn't look at you directly, his crimson eyes scanning the loud room with a look of pure disgust. I'm thinking. You say, your voice barely a whisper. Yes, you were. Just get your ass up already. Come on. He turns and starts walking towards the staircase without waiting for a response. You stare after him, completely bewildered. He hadn't said it in a mean way. It was more like an order, a push to get you out of the stressful situation. You feel a sudden warmth in your chest, a flicker of something close to gratitude. He wasn't yelling at you for being nervous. He was telling you that it was okay to leave, to escape sometimes. Taking a deep breath, you close your book, your heart still hammering, but for a different reason. You follow him up the stairs, finding Kirishima waiting with a bag of chips in one hand and a bottle of soda in the other. He winks at you. Told you, he says to Bakugo, who just grunts in response. Kirishima's room was a heaven of calm. Compared to the common area, it's clean, with posters of Red Riot adorning the walls. The air was still, a gentle breeze coming from the open window. Bakugo seated himself on a beanbag chair, his phone in his hand. Although he didn't seem to be doing much, Kirishima gestures to a spot on the floor. Grab yourself a pillow and get comfy, Ryan. You settle on the floor, hugging a pillow to your chest. Kirishima sits nearby, the chips bag crinkling loudly as he opens it. He immediately holds it out to you. Want some? You shake your head, still feeling too wounded up to eat. Suit yourself, he says, shrugging good-naturedly. More for me. The three of you fall into a comfortable silence. It's not the kind of silence that makes you feel like you should be talking. It's the kind that makes you feel like you can just exist, doing whatever you want. Kirishima scrolls through his phone, occasionally humming to a song only he can hear. Bakugo sits with a scowl on his face, but he's not looking at you. He's just there, a solid, unmoving presence that somehow makes the room feel safer. After a few minutes, Kirishima speaks. Okay, so here's the plan for our next training exercise. Bakugo says we should go with a full-on frontal assault, but I was thinking we could try a more tactical approach, like with some misdirection and a sneak attack. Bakugo scoffs. Tactical, that's for wimps. You smash their defenses and you win. End of story. Yeah, but what if they're ready for that? A real hero knows how to adapt. Kirishima argues, a playful glint in his eye. Their banter was easy and familiar, a well-rehearsed dance of conflicting ideologies. You listen, finding yourself relaxing, the anxiety you felt downstairs slowly beginning to dissolve. You don't have to contribute, and they don't expect you to. Their conversation was a barrier between you and the crushing pressure of social interaction. Eventually, Bakugo looks up from his phone, his eyes landing on you for a brief second, before darting away. So, are you going to just sit there like a lump, or are you going to say something? Bakugo snaps, but his tone was softer than usual, almost a question. You startle, feeling your anxiety flare up again. I think a sneak attack is a good idea. To be manly, you have to be unpredictable, right? You say, looking at Kirishima. See? I knew you'd get it. It's all about being adaptable. Bakugo just grumbles, but you catch the smallest of a smirk on his face before he turns his head. You realize he didn't call you out to make you talk. He called you out because he genuinely wanted to hear what you have to say. The rest of the night passes in a blur of low-key conversation and long stretches of comfortable silence. When it's finally time to leave, you stand at the door, a wave of familiar anxiety washing over you at the thought of returning to the loud common room. Kirishima gives you a warm smile. Hey, don't be a stranger, alright? You can come hang out whenever. Bakugo, who was at his desk, looks over his shoulder. Just knock, idiot. Okay, thank you. You leave the room, feeling lighter than you have all day. The common room was still loud, but it no longer felt like a threat. You found your quiet place, and it was right there, with the explosive boy and the sunshiny boy who somehow together make everything feel okay. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you liked this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and goodbye.